Yeah, let's go play some more. That would be awesome.